Look, listen. You might think that old Paco has a wobble when he walks or runs, and that may be true. It is possible. It's to simulate his old age. It's not incompetence lining up the sprites on the sprite sheet. It's simulation of Paco's old age, okay? Let me do some more speed running. Oh, the comments attacking me, saying you gotta install Live Split and use Live Split for on-screen segments automatically being counted. Why are you using the in-game timer and always constantly wondering how long that whole split was? How foolish you are, Blargo. You are in the comments just driving me crazy with this narrative that I am a boomer and I cannot use silly, simple third-party programs. I went and downloaded it and I putzed in it. I was like, I don't want to deal with this shit. Look, a whole bunch of speedrunners don't use the dang old splits, okay? Just regular, plain old default timer and just going on vibes. Why you gotta be all technical like that? Don't stress me out. Don't stress me out. Get me out of this misery. I hate it. Has it been a minute yet? Yeah, well, actually we are almost 2 minutes in. I can now tell you about the story that I have to tell you. You see, I had to... By the way, before we get into that, look, you have to go back. I was told also in the comment, this is a very comment-centric video, okay? I was told in the comments, it is impossible in Speedlunky HD to whip a 2-tile arrow trap. This is a 3 tiles, so obviously it's not what I'm talking about. I should restart and find one of them so we can show the example. You need to go back. It's either the first or the second of these videos of the new 2026 Speedlunky videos. I could swear, I have not gone back and looked it, but I could swear there is a 2-tile arrow whipping. And I remember it because somebody in the comments was like, how the hell do you do that? And I was like, huh? What are you talking about? It's just a arrow whip. If you don't think it's impossible, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. So, I don't know. Is it like a frame perfect thing that you can only get away with if you absolutely excel like myself? I hate everything about getting 2 points of damage there with that teleporter, but we're carrying forward. All right. Well, once all that stuff has been said, I do have a story for you. And I had to wait past the first minute because not waiting past the first minute is what got me in the first place, all right? YouTube sent me an email saying, we're giving you a community guidelines strike. I'm like, oh, that's weird. I don't think I've seen anything online. Let me, what are you striking me for, buddy? Oh, well, it looks like 9 years ago, in this 600 view video from Broforce playthrough, you engaged in hate speech. I'm like, what the hell did I say during Broforce? It gives me a timestamp. 5 minutes in. 5 minutes in. You go 5 minutes in. I'm just talking about the game. There is zero weird shit going on. It's just, you know, regular old high energy old school Blargle that was a little too much energy into the microphone. And, you know, the typical 2000s YouTuber kind of tone. What is this? Nonsense? Garbage. But other than that, it's just speaking about Broforce and having a good time in Broforce. Like kind of hamming it out because it's Broforce. Ooh, okay, works out, maybe. Because it's Broforce, I was overdoing the over energy, but there's nothing weird or offensive. So I'm like, all right, let me just start from the beginning. I'm going to find out why this 9-year-old video with 600 views got picked up by the robot. The robot is scrubbing everything these days. It's not enough to be a tiny, pathetic, no audience YouTuber like myself. You are still gonna get scrutinized no matter what. So the robot detected some kind of nonsense. Yeah. In the very first minute, I unlock the character based on Mel Gibson. So I'm like, oh, I guess this one is all about killing all the Jews. Obviously a joke, right? It's a joke. The Mel Gibson rant was extremely prevalent at the time, where he goes off on the tiny hats and it says a bunch of things. So I was riffing on that. But that is what the robot picked up and said, you just endorse hate speech. Strike! I was like, look, the appeal process, it gives you two options. Dystopia City right now. Two options. One of them is, I wish they would call it anything else. Because if they called it anything else, I would not have been so put off by it. But they call it training. They have to train you to speak well, to speak properly, to say the right things. Take this quick 7-question training, or you can appeal this strike. And they give you 100 characters. Not even a freaking old school tweet was 100 characters. But you have to make your case in 100 characters. So unfortunately, like, I wanted to be, very, very collegial, very, very reasonable and well spoken. But you gotta be terse in 100 characters. So, I wanted to explain, look, even the timestamp's wrong. If you don't get the timestamp right, how can you possibly get the issue right? But no, I had to pretty much just say, in the first minute, I make a joke making fun of Mel Gibson's anti-Semitic views. A human would get it instantly. That is the extent of my appeal. I really wanted to look down, but the bats were harassing me. That was the extent of my appeal. I was like, I've seen this thousands of times before, people bitching about YouTube algorithm. I'm going to get a response within 1 minute saying your appeal is trash and you are trash. Your strike is there. Take our retraining or perish. Repent or perish. I knew that would happen. Indeed, I get an email. It was like maybe 3 minutes after. It tells you like, hey, it can take up to 72 hours to get a response from us. Literally 3 minutes later, I get a response. Like, oh, here we go. Open it up, read it, and it says, you are correct. Your appeal has been approved. Your strike has been removed, and there is no further action that you need to take. YouTube, rare and unprecedented W from the entire appeal process. Zero expectations that would have happened. That is what really made an impression. It's like, I've been told this is not a thing that ever happens. The robot always rejects you. What is going on here? How did the robot learn? Because there's no way a person saw my appeal instantly and immediately went like, holy crap, Blargo got a strike? We gotta do something. But there's no way he engaged in evil hate speech. I thought I could make that jump, and I think that jump is technically possible. Gotta be pixel perfect though. And pixel perfect it wasn't. No, he was not a YouTube fan that immediately saw my name and he was like horrified. Oh, there's no way. There's no way he engaged. Not my Blargo. The robot received the appeal and reviewed the thing and maybe took exception. They was like, oh, a human will get it. Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you if a human gets it or not. Maybe I'm better than a human and I get it. My bad. You are correct. Maybe that was the entire attitude of the algorithm. Is it correct to call the YouTube algorithm that does it an LLM? Or is that a completely different technology? I don't think it's the same technology. They don't use quote-unquote AI to do the appeals process. It's an even more obnoxious algorithm with which you cannot even reason. What is all these enemies, man? The overpopulation of this cave is insane. So, it does happen. You only hear from all the cases where it doesn't happen, bro. What the? Where it doesn't happen properly, because that's the one that people make videos all bitching and disgruntled about. The ones that people are like, well, there's the appeals process, it was bullshit, and now I got this strike. Well, the typical you bitching about YouTube video, which I would have totally done with with not so much of a salty tone, bruh. Because I've always been in the very quiet, I would say majority. I mean, the quiet majority of people that I still just baffled that I don't have to pay for the service. For the creator side of YouTube, I am still in awe at the fact that I can just upload a pile of videos, gigabytes upon gigabytes upon gigabytes of content, and I don't get charged a dime to spread my message of peace and understanding out to the world. I just kidding. This is terrible. My wonderful message of friendship, peace, understanding, and butthole buddies. I'm always baffled that I get to do that and YouTube does not charge me to use that service. Because I probably would. Probably would pay for a service like that. If YouTube didn't exist, that service would exist, right? If YouTube hadn't set that standard of it's free. Well, I mean, it wasn't YouTube that set the standard. It was always the standard, and YouTube maintained it, and that's what became insanely popular. And that is the entire thing with the popular culture and expectation of everything being free on the internet, fueled by ads. This is a nightmare. We had the absolute worst spawn of a spider nest. Just set me free from this torment. I cannot take this anymore. It's just not colorful enough to just go to the menu and restart. I want to make it with a little bit of panache. Oh, shit, this is the way out. So I'm wondering, how often does it happen that the algorithm actually accepts your explanations and say, have a good, nice day? My bad, basically. It was the computer flagging you up and you explain yourself and say, oh, you know what? You're right. My bad. Carry on. Because that's basically what happened. A second. Oh, that's not a way out. I thought it was, but it wasn't. Womp womp. Terrible, terrible level. We can still make it happen. So that's the big event that happened. Just trying to spread the word out. Obviously, not trying to defend the giant evil corporation over here. Not trying to give them any ideas. Freaking YouTube Premium, they jacked it up to $27. I pay it. I pay for the family, which is me and the wife. And that's the one subscription service that I really never feel bad about paying money for. Because it's like... Oh, YouTube is a modern marvel that is only because of the widespread culture of the internet of expecting everything for free that we do get it for free. By all reasonable metrics, you would expect to pay for a service like this, and I would argue it would be so much better. Like, YouTube without ads it's insanely better than the ad-riddled garbage experience that the free users get. It's just awful, and it's just basic pride. And of course, monetary problems. If you can't afford it, you don't want to have that bill on your list of bills. Obviously, I'm not gonna judge you for it, but there's also a big component of pride of saying, I'm not paying for YouTube. I'm not paying for YouTube. It's like, if there is one thing, what? Why Speedlunky 2 is still ingrained. The way of dealing with shopkeepers is still ingrained. You grab the item, you have him come over, and you rope him. So deep in my brain right now, I really need to untrain myself from doing that. Ruined so many shops. Anyway, either way, you don't judge me. I won't judge you for not paying for it. Obviously, there's nothing to judge you about if you don't pay for YouTube. I'm just saying, come on, do it. Bruh. Oh, this was awful, and I hated it. But I'm very happy to witness his demise. That's pretty nice. I mean, that took 25 seconds. This is one compass. And we are set for life. See ya later, bitch. Another jetpack over there, huh? That would have been beautiful. Don't question too hard about how the hell did I get through what I just got through. Oh, man. Piece of garbage. That was just a terrible exit spawn. Probably should have simply not tried to use the teleporter, right? Just try to get it done in an alternative manner. And now... Oh, come on. I was pressing down the arrow. Did not let go of the ledge. Instead of jumped like a moron, it was just too much damage to begin with. Too much damage and too much time wasted grabbing the good stuff. Truly a pathetic showing. Barely made it to the ice caves today. Good stories though, good commentary. I feel like the commentary is flowing pretty nicely. This is not worth the time, what I just did. I need to let go of trying to get more health because Lisa Hike broke down the times of my 3-minute 20-second run, and basically saying, Blargo, maybe set your sights a little bit lower than this. Just put me out of my misery. Because try to improve your PB, because you're trying to shave off 20 plus seconds off a run that was like basically the top of your ability. You will have to get real lucky, really lucky, to do better than that. I hate this start. I'm going to have a new one. So, I'm not trying to discourage you or nothing. I'm just saying maybe set in-between goal. That is, improve your PB, which is perfectly reasonable. I just wanted to, have a little bit bombastic. Have a little bit of panache, showmanship. It's lame as hell. Like, my road to improving my personal best of 3 minutes and 20 seconds versus the incredible road to taking only 3 minutes to beat Speedlunky HD. That's just way better of a goal, and it's still the goal. Damn it, I'm going to make it happen. Like I've said many times, throw yourself enough times at the wall, eventually your cranium will prevail. With a skull as hard as mine, I am guaranteed to succeed. It's only a matter of time. And enough force applied, enough shoe bops, We'll make it happen. There you go. Speedlunky mate summon the most obnoxious Olmec demon. Oh, wow. What a choice. What a choice. But I shall persevere. Okay. Whoop. This is cursed, but we're carrying on. Made it to the jungle is silly to turn back now. Silly to turn back now. Other than that, don't really pay for any other. That's not the path. It should have been the path, because otherwise this whole thing is just cursed as hell. Like, there should never be a path where I need to spend a rope to be able to make it. But that's just the way it is, I guess. That's just the way it is. Okay. Oh, well, that was a mistake, wasn't it? Did not notice them with gloves. Did not notice the gloves until I jumped them, even though I paused. Take a little bit longer to ponder my options. I was actually pausing to shed this Speedlunky 2 method. Is what I paused there for. Like, no, wait. You can't do the thing. You gotta do the other thing. That was my brain. But it didn't get as far as... Bleh. It didn't get as far as, you know, witnessing the presence of the gloves and saying we shouldn't do that. Unfortunate. Something that always comes up is my janky-ass keybinds. Most people ask me for advice on how to keybind the keyboard, and then they realize how janky my keybinds are, and they're like, never mind. Because I would say they're fairly standard, other than, yeah, this is not possible. Not enough escape velocity, right? Guarantee you, episode 1 or episode 2 of this series, I whipped a 2-tile gap arrow trap, okay? I did it. I remember it. It's not Mandela effect. Mandela effect. It is not my imagination. It actually happened. All right? All that being said, subscription services are cancer, and they all deserve to be thrown into a fire and then feed the fire to a giant snake and be regurgitated into snake demon babies. Absolute trash. And I really do not pay any subscription at all. Or the freaking YouTube. And we watch YouTube constantly. It's like our source of entertainment. Sometimes when I'm feeling particularly fat and sassy, I will pay YouTube also to rent a movie for like $5. Watch it with the lady. Watch it with the missus. And right now, I bought the $9 first season of Mr. In Between. Pretty good so far. It's weird to be watching. It's like a drama, Breaking Bad type of vibe with the humor interspersed. But every episode is 30 minutes. You never expect it to be over. Suddenly the credits roll. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. This is a 30-minute show. But it's a lost format. That's the thing that's not done anymore. Or that for some reason, you know, in that transition that, among other shows, Breaking Bad brought about turning TV into movies that are, every episode is 1 hour long, and it's all a big ass long 10-hour production of one gigantic movie. Shows, you know, it's no longer the villain of the week type of format, Buffy, Star Trek kind of format. It's the cinematic Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones type of deal. It made production costs skyrocket, and the time I spend watching damn TV, it overstays its welcome, man. It really does. The 50-minute to an hour runtime is too much for me. Too much. I'm sitting there for 35, 40 minutes, and I'm like, this shit's still going. I got stuff to do. I can't be sitting here watching TV all this time. 30 minutes is perfect. Freaking perfect. Bring back 30-minute TV. Hashtag. I want that to be trending by noon. You guys are my Blargo minions, like the Blargo Knights. I can command my audience to do things and you'll do it. Just mindlessly doing whatever I say. That is what I became an influencer for. That is what I have an audience for. So I can command you to go and harass somebody and you'll just do it. Doesn't have to be a good reason. Doesn't have to be. You're just doing what I say because you have my best interest at heart. The entire reason I'm in this business is to maybe manipulate some humans to do what I want. I hate everything about the positioning of that spider. When a spider is like that, I guess you should be throwing a bomb to get it out of the place, but you know, then it just gets in the path. I guess at that point you just restart. You see a spider like that, instantly get that quit button. Either way, that was absolutely atrocious and I hated it. Please, just keep going down. We need to get into the habit of whipping correctly. No. I reject this entire stupid ass garbage seed. I hates it. Still will whip the gold piles. Oh yeah, I was talking about my janky ass keybinds for my spelunking adventure. I put bombs on T. My whipping is on D. Bleh. My ropes are on W. And I think that's perfectly standard, right? But you're like, your hand is right there. You're using WASD anyway. So D and W and then shift to run. I am always holding down shift to run. By the way, I do not invert it because I hate it. I do not like it. And probably the only reason for that, holy crap, my man. The only reason for that is because you may not know this if you're not an OG, but that was actually patched in, the inverted run. Why am I using a bomb instead of restarting? It makes no sense. The inverted run feature was patched into Speedlunky, so there's a whole pile of players that got really used to running with shift. And then later on, refused to relearn the entire running paradigm. And that's the only reason why my pinky is crooked now, because of Speedlunky. All the shift holding that I've done, literally the reason I had to change keyboards. My shift key stopped working. I was pressing it so much while playing freaking Speedlunky. Anyway, that's not the non-standard shit. My non-standard thing is that I changed the bomb button all the way to the T. And the reason for that is that I kept placing down bombs when I didn't mean to. It was my brain got the wires crossed all the time. Keep placing down bombs when I was supposed to throw a rope, constantly. No matter how much I played, I kept misplacing bombs. So I finally was like, fine, I'll just put it somewhere that it needs to be a deliberate thought. It needs to be a fully deliberate movement of my hand to place a bomb. And that's where the T comes in. That's why I had to do it. It is me being really harebrained and incapable of coordinating. All right, it has nothing to do with it's an optimization of the shape of your hand. That's actually ergonomic. No, there's nothing to that other than I'm too freaking retarded to get the button press done when it's closer to the other buttons. I need to make it into a very deliberate movement of the hand. Too freaking stupid to get it done otherwise. No, don't waste time grabbing the dog. The dog is a trap. Look at all that time that I just spent. Look at all that silly time that I just spent. There you go. Gorgeous. It's okay. We're going to make it now to the ice caves. I hate everything about this sticky trap. I hate it. And, you know, it's obviously too... Well, yeah. It's too late for this to be a good one. But I'm going to obviously stick with it. We're going down, baby. Whoa! This sucks. That's not the exit over there, huh? I guess I could have used the Yeti to prop myself up. This was cursed. Cursed level generation in the ice caves. Absolutely trash. Absolutely awful. Okay. That's not the exit. It's this way. Another battered generation, but I'll take it. All right, full focus, buddy. No more silly tangents. Of course, it's a Yeti level. It couldn't be any other way. No more silly tangents, all right? That is not the way. Might as well. Grab Jack. Get him through the exit. Give him a slap in the rumpus. And carry on. It's all right, it's all right. We'll just hop. Blah, blah. Son of a bitch. It was a slow one anyway. I'm not done, okay? Wow. Terminal velocity achieved. I wish I had landed on the spikes. That would have been a much better death. It's all right. We're going to make it to the ice caves again. And it's going to be glorious. It's going to be a great showing of skill and powerful prowess. Incredible. Going to floor you with my ability to wobble to the exit with old Paco. Was there a good way to tell that I was going down the wrong path there? Oh no, it's hard to say. These mines are absolute trash, but I'm gonna stick with them. Don't throw them in the garbage just because they're trash. Just do it. This is just atrocious. If I had any sense, I would take the entire episode and put it in the trash can. Ha, I thought you had me, but no. 15-second first level. Grounds for dismissal. I've been disbarred from this entire silly endeavor. Ooh, baby. It's alright, it's alright. It's okay. Too dumb. It's so silly, man. Once again, I did that because I was grabbing the item to rope him. Then I was like, oh, I can just do violence. But then, how about you also want to grab the jetpack, don't you? Ugh. Wonder how long it'll take for me to untrain myself from the Speedlunky 2 method. Also, those hangs on ledges really need to improve by a lot. Man, that was totally robbable right there. The ledge hangings need to improve by a lot. I've been wasting a ton of time hanging on to very silly ledges. Oh, all right. Oh! Gotta do it, gotta do it, gotta do it. That's always worth it. It's quite established. Like, if there's a teleporter, you go back for that. Through here. Ah! It's not over, baby. It's not over. He punched me in the jaw. Took a few neurons off. It worked out. It's all good. Get me out of here. Nobody expected me to find the exit in that level. It was fully impossible, but I found a way. Gronk, your problem. Gronk making my life a little bit harder, but also better. Kind of took the Shopkeeper away. Gonna have to just carry. Oh, what? I meant to grab onto the ledge, obviously, but just missing the ledge. Threw the entire run into the trash. I do need to get the practice on the teleporter. You know, there's no comparison to how bad it used to be to use the teleporter to what it is now, which is, you know, it's still bad. It's still janky as hell. I still get myself killed fairly reliably. But I actually get through a few biomes before it happens. It's uncanny how much less I die with the teleporter in my hands. You really do learn a lot about finding much safer ways to use it. Still a journey though. I would say I'm maybe about a good 60-70% of the way to in my journey to use the teleporter reliably well. This is just awful, man. Atrocious. You didn't think I was going to thread the needle with those spikes, huh? You didn't, but I did. The beginning was so good, and this one just shot it in the mouth, man. Took it out back of the yarn. Put a bullet in his brain pan. Whoopa. Okay. Pile of bombs are nice. Come on. Overpowered amphibian jumping into my mouth. Getting swallowed, giving me a horrible diarrhea. Really awful. Ha! Ooh, wait. We're robbing the black market. The teleporter is going to be inevitable in this black market, okay? It's gonna be a thing. Sorry, jetpack. What? Teleporter is straight in the path of that man. Probably should have expected that, right? Probably should have expected that. I should have teleported out of the shop and then straight down. Oh, man. My failure is complete. I still remember that quote from the Showdown Effect. It was a old Miyagi kind of Asian man with a giant sword, a katana. And when he killed somebody or when he won the match, he would go, "Your failure is complete." And it would give me a chuckle every time. I still say it to this day whenever I fail miserably to do something that I'm trying to accomplish in my everyday life. What even is this, my brother? Get me out of this place. We're gonna do 40 minutes, all right? We're gonna do it. I get into the mood, and there's no getting me out. Some good stuff over there. Not good enough, though. Probably the cape would be nice to have, but don't want to rob a shopkeeper for it. That would be kind of dumb. Takes too much freaking time. I might figure out the it's not XSplit. XSplit is the recording software. It's Live Split. I might look into it, get myself some automatic splits, but it's not straightforward. It's not a super easy program to figure out without a little bit of tutorial watching, or, you know, putzing about in the config file and all the settings and the layout and all that stuff to make it all work properly. No promises, though. I'm a lazy boomer set in my ways, and honestly, Speedlunky really doesn't need it. It has a really good default timer. It shows at the end of every level, like if I pause for a second, I can see how long that level took. You know, there you go, 25 seconds, 1 minute total of a run. We're going down. Yeah, we're going down. I think with using bombs to go down, using bombs to go down, it does interfere with the Olmec nonsense. Okay, buddy. I mean, I'm gonna do it. Probably the now that I think about it, probably the pickaxe is better than a jetpack. Wonder what's the math on that. Wonder if there's some big stats on MOTH versus jetpack for speedrunning. MOTH is super good for speedrunning. But is it better than the jetpack? Hard to say. This was just cursed. You know, we're committed, so we're going for it. The bat is what did it there. I would be willing to declare the MOTH as the better option for speedrunning, with the exception of the ice caves. In the ice caves, the jetpack is awesome, but I think overall, the whole run benefits more from a MOTH than it does a jetpack. Being able to go down, straight down, especially if you combine it with compass, is just too good. A little cursed here, a little terrible, but worked out pretty well. Thought that I was done, but I guess not. Seems very clear to me that there is no friggin' way I'm gonna get a 3-minute run without a very good shot at the start. If I had the lofty, oh my stars and garters. What a curse. Oh, fuck. Temple. Oh, you filthy cricket. It was already shot by that horrible blockage. I haven't had the blockage that bad since my time in the bathroom this morning, but I really wanted to make it to the end. Better luck next time.